Remember, the legal experts from Benson and Case are in our help center all morning. They want to answer your questions and offer help if you've suffered a life-changing injury. Call them at 303-218-BEST. That's 303-218-2378.
Now, we've all heard the word negligence or being negligent, but what exactly does it mean? So, Joe, what does it mean? How do you know if somebody has been negligent?
Well, it's actually pretty simple. It stems from somebody's failure to exercise reasonable care, resulting in harm or injury to another.
So let's look at the definition, because we have some information that's going to come up on a screen. How do you define negligence?
Well, again, negligence is the failure to do or not do something that a reasonable person would believe to be the right thing to do, and then something happens, whether it's an automobile accident or whatever that results in injury or harm. And that can be harm to your car, anything like that.
So it could be even so basic as you could say, like, look, they were negligent because they didn't stop. That negligence then led to this crash and my injury to my back or my car or whatever.
Sure, that's dead on simple. That's exactly what it is. They didn't do something that any reasonable person would do, and something was harmed or someone was injured.
So how does this word apply in a legal sense?
Well, obviously in a legal sense, someone's injured, you have to assess what happened. And so the first thing we say is seek treatment. If it's a car wreck, we say go to the doctor, get healthy, get well. And then we look at the facts. What happened? Who was it? Who was involved? What were the circumstances around the accident in this case? And then we determine who was at fault. And did somebody essentially make a mistake? Were they acting inappropriately, unreasonable, resulting in the wreck?
Yeah.
They ran into somebody. They weren't paying attention. They were on their cell phone. They were looking away. They're doing what they shouldn't have been doing, because when you're driving your car, your attention should be focused strictly, solely on driving your car.
And, well, I was going to ask Ken, he drives a motorcycle. Do you find that a lot of drivers out there seem to be negligent? I mean, you've never been involved in an accident.
No, thankfully I haven't. I would say, yeah, it's a 50-50, if not even more. For me being the rider, I have to know what you're doing in your car.
Yeah. Because
I will lose this fight. If you decide for whatever reason you need to be in my lane, I will lose if I don't see that you're, and there are tells. As a motorcycle rider, you can see that there are tells, but I take the onus on me, not putting my bike in a spot where the distracted driver is going to do something to cause me to crash or worse.
You stay safe. But for other people out there, who have had accidents because of negligence, whether it's on a motorcycle or in a car, how do you know if you have a case that's worth pursuing?
Well, even low impact accidents, generally, you do suffer. If anyone's ever been in an accident, your viewers, after the accident, you don't feel any pain, because the stress, the situation, you sort of tense up. It's the next day or the next several days later when the pain or the injury really starts to show itself. And so that's a low impact accident. Still, people are injured. Yeah. The statistics, show that low impact accidents are very hurtful to your neck for some reason.
Now, you speak to that. If a couple, 3-4 days after an accident that was just a mild crash, where do you go from there now that your back does start to hurt and that the adrenaline has wore off? Do you still have time to file a case?
Absolutely. Automobile accidents are 3 years since the time of the accident. Other cases are 2 years, but automobile wrecks are 3 years. So obviously, days or weeks after the wreck, if you're having pain, you go see your doctor. Treatment first, and then we help assess whether there is a case, and then we determine what your rights are with your insurance company. And it depends on whether there's uninsured motorists, all the different factors that you have to sort out. So it's sort of a 3-step process. But number 1 is seek treatment, get well. Number 2 is then we determine what we need to do, and then 3, we help settle your case.
Yeah, I think it's so important to call an attorney, because after an accident, everything is chaos. You're not thinking straight. It's good to hand it over to someone like Benson and Case.
Sure.
All right. So call the experts from Benson and Case right now. They want to answer the questions that you have, and they want to offer help. Call them at 303-218-BEST. That's 303-218-2378. When they're not in our help center, you can reach Benson and Case at 303-757-8300 or find them online at bensoncase.com. And they are our legal experts on our sister station Fox 31, so you can also find them by clicking the Ask the Expert tab on kdvr.com.
Well, there's still much more to come here on Colorado's Best. A four-quarter